Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 7. I am Ibunlomo Adekunle. A suicide bomber on Sunday morning struck at a roadside motor park in Potiskum, south of Yobe State, killing 5 persons, including himself. An eyewitness at the scene says the bomber came disguised as a passenger and boarded a Vectra Opel car with 4 other passengers before blowing himself off with the passengers. Yobe State Police Commissioner Danladi Marcos confirmed that the bomber drove in a Honda car in front of some vehicles conveying passengers before reversing to hit other cars to trigger the explosion. Speaking on the situation in Potiskum, the CP said the people are going about the normal business in Potiskum, with the city fast becoming a hotbed of suicide bombings. This is the latest in the series of suicide bomb blasts that has hit Potiskum in recent times. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have arrested a suspected internet fraudster Emeofa Ikechukwu for allegedly obtaining the sum of $100,000 from a Dane Hengame Misepasi in a romance scam. Ikechukwu, who also goes by the alias Michael Briggs, was picked up in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, on the basis of a petition from the Nigerian embassy in Stockholm, Sweden. The suspect allegedly met the victim online in February 2013 and falsely presented himself as an American business executive on business visit to Nigeria. EFCC said in a statement that Ikechukwu promised his victim marriage and later began to make monetary demands on her using various excuses. It's noted that the last request he made before he was arrested was a demand for $10,000 to enable him travel to Denmark to meet her. The commission said he was arrested while attempting to draw $100 sent by the victim instead of $10,000 requested through Western Union. The Independent National Electoral Commission says the alleged mass theft of permanent voter cards by politicians in Borno State will not affect the conduct of next month's general election. The People's Democratic Party and All Progressives Congress have been pointing the accusing fingers at each other for the alleged theft of the PVCs. Borno INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Tukuru Saad said while speaking in Maiduguri says the alleged theft would add no advantage to the perpetrators. He added that stealing or hijacking PVCs will not give added advantage to any political party during the election. He, however, advised individuals whose PVCs are missing to exercise patience or take part in the continuous voter registration to get captured for the polls. He also admitted that some polling units in the state were not presented with PVCs due to technical hitch. With less than a month to the general elections, many Abuja residents who had been reluctant to pick their permanent voter cards are now showing more interest. The human traffic at the ward offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission has increased considerably. There are also others who felt they could still register for an election that is less than a month away. Here is the report.
When INEC announced that it will be issuing permanent voters' cards, skeptics were quick to conclude that people may not pay attention to the matter until it becomes late. But the situation in Abuja is different, as INEC ward offices are now besieged by people.
The present exercise is very impressive. Unlike before, there was a time we were here for like 4 weekends, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, that is in November. Then we hardly have like 50 in a day. But from December, that's after the primaries, there was a high turnout of people coming to Karo office to collect their voters card. So from there, we were asked to come near the neighborhood in order to make it very accessible for people. And since when we started on Friday, the turnout has been very impressive.
Not everyone, however, agrees with the Cherry report on PVC collection, especially as the House of Representatives is pushing for temporary voters' cards to be used for the forthcoming elections.
Yeah, there is not a problem like that, but they told me that I should go back where I did it before.
Where did you do it before?
I did it at Apple
during that period, when I go out to get the thing, because of the much crowd, you understand? So the thing has started affecting my business. So I have to stay back because of the thing.
I did register my voter's card. So when the register was in school at Nasarawa State, so they explained everything to me that I cannot collect if I collect my voter's card there, that is where I will vote. And I'm not staying there, I'm staying at Abuja. So I say when I come back, I will do my registration. When I came back, they were not doing it again, so I have to wait to another turn.
Also worrisome is the case of those who have already moved from their states of registration. There are also others who are seeking opportunity to register anew.
My problem is that I have not registered and I want to register and I want to vote. And then more than a month now I've been moving around. They will tell me I should go to Karo. I live in Maraba. I went to Karo the other day. When I get there, I asked the woman that, look, I was directed here to come and register. And we are even we are more than that day, we are more than 100. So we stand and the other woman came and said, no, they have stopped the registration, that we should go to INEC office. As INEC said, we should go to headquarters. I was now asking her, okay, between you and the government, who is lying now?
The problem is that I vote in Rivers State, and now I'm in Abuja. I want to collect it in Abuja. They said I should go to Rivers State.
But INEC is insisting that only the PVC would be acceptable for the election. And with more than 2 weeks to the close of the new window for collection, it is likely that more eligible voters would have their cards before January 31.
Few weeks to the February elections, the People's Democratic Party has accused Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole of financial recklessness. State PDP Chairman Dan Obi, who spoke at a campaign rally in Edo South Senatorial District, alleged that Governor Oshiomhole wasted about 200 million for Christmas alone. Our correspondent has more in this report.
This is a campaign rally of the PDP in Ovia Northeast and Ovia Southwest local government area of the state, with many powerful faithful, leaders, supporters, and various aspiring candidates on hand. It represents a perfect opportunity for a drive by the state governor, Adams Oshiomhole. Dan Obi, state PDP chairman, did not mince words. He urged the people of the state to vote against financial recklessness, which the APC represents, presenting vouchers allegedly used by the state government to chants from the crowd.
Government will come, government will go, but Edo State will remain. Adams Oshiomhole is not the first governor in Edo State, and he will not be the last in Edo State. But we pray and we believe with your support, it will be the last time APC people will occupy that government house.
He says a vote for his party will lead the state to prosperity.
When you vote the PDP members into the State House of Assembly, you will be voting men and women who will go there not only to represent you, but to ensure that the present plan by Adams Oshiomhole's government to sack 9,000 teachers will never come to fruition.
The rally was also used to present the party's candidate to the people in the senatorial district.
Former Minister of Sports Samaila Sambawa says there is no truth in reports suggesting that he has dumped the People's Democratic Party. He says he would not bow to any amount of inducement aimed at luring him out of the party. Sambawa, in a statement in Abuja, says he remains committed to working for the success of the PDP in the forthcoming general elections. It says he does not have any reason to ditch a political party that created for him the platform upon which he has tested and enjoyed the support of his political followers. He also assured his supporters and party faithful of his unalloyed support and commitment to the success of the party at the general elections. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, on Saturday in Jos, Plateau State, says corruption has crippled the armed forces in the war against Boko Haram terrorists. Buhari, who was in the state in continuation of his campaigns for the February 14th presidential election, declared that if he is elected, every revenue coming into the nation's coffers will be used to develop the country, while funds budgeted for defense will be used to equip the forces. The report.
Buhari, while speaking, lamented the falling standard in the education sector, saying schools in Nigeria no longer turn out competent graduates, infrastructure is gone, salary of teachers are no longer paid regularly, and that the best that can be done for this generation is to put in the best into our educational system. Concluding, once the youths get the best education, they will be able to take care of themselves.
No equipment. Teachers are not paid regularly. And we know the best we can do for any generation is to give them education.
Buhari added that all he has been preaching around the country is that the APC is out to break the vicious cycle of corruption and insecurity that has plagued the country under the PDP-led government.
Of what we have been saying in other states, the APC is determined to break the vicious cycle of insecurity, lack of jobs, and the corruption in this country. What is happening in the northeast and the rest of the country is not acceptable. The unemployment of you, most of you here, more than 60% of Nigerian youth.
While speaking on the significance of the mammoth crowd that came out to welcome Buhari, John Shagaya, the APC candidate of the Plateau South Senatorial Zone, said it shows that Plateau people are tired of injustice of the PDP administration in the state, while Alex Kwanyo, state campaign DJ for the party, also called on the people to join the train.
Insecurity was the first statement he made, and corruption, which we have here, and then promised jobs. Jobs means you boost the economy and other factors that lead to boosting the economy. So, the message we take is that we'll be more secure. We have suffered debts, in spite of the fact that we have a governor who is from an environment where people continue to die and lose their homes. So I think the message he has given to us is that our lives will be secure very soon. And we are assured of good governance.
Thank you very much.
In the last few years is because of the sudden emergence of the government of PDP that is preaching the religious hatred among the citizenry. Now there is a unity of purpose. So my belief is that we've come to accept that the wind of change is now blowing in Nigeria and that Plateau cannot be left out of that trend of change.
He also called on the people to remember who has failed them in the areas of security and employment.
Former Federal Commissioner of Information and Ijaw leader Edwin Clark has accused the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Adamu Muazu, of misinforming President Goodluck Jonathan on issues concerning the party. Clark scoffed at Muazu for imposing a former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nuhu Ribadu, on the ruling party in Adamawa State as its governorship candidate. He said Muazu misinformed the president on the alleged popularity of the former chairman of the Anti-Graft Commission. Clark, who was speaking to members of the Northern Youth Vanguard in Abuja, called on the youth in the country to deny old men the opportunity to rule by voting for young and educated candidates in next month's general elections. He particularly urged them not to vote for 73-year-old presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, who he said is close to his departure lounge. The People's Democratic Party is demanding full disclosure on the health status of Muhammadu Buhari. It also wants the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress to take a brisk walk or jog round a stadium before his campaign rally. Spokesman for the PDP campaign Council, Femi Fani-Kayode, said in a statement issued in Abuja that Nigerians deserve to know the truth before they go to the polls on February 14th. He argued that it is only Buhari that can address the issue of his health status rather than the party or the campaign team speaking for him. It's the CoreTV News on the hour. Take a break and we'll return with more stories. Stay with us.
There comes a moment when my heart must choose on this great path I've chosen, like a house that is a home. Sometimes I feel like it's not enough, and I know that we can't give up. You've willed me to be all I can be. Now nothing can stop me.
I believe Lagos is a place where I can achieve my full potential.
I believe together we can build the Lagos of our dreams. I am Akinwumi Ambode.
Vote Akinwumi Ambode for Governor of Lagos State.
Thank you for being there. And for more news and other information, you can visit a social media platform. On Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV. This place, then News. Senate President David Mark says the People's Democratic Party will not allow the opposition, All Progressives Congress, rig it out of power at the general elections in February. He has therefore asked the party members to work hard in order to guarantee victory at the various stages of the elections. Mark stated this on Saturday while addressing PDP stakeholders from the Federal Capital Territory and states in the North Central Zone in Abuja. The Senate President said anybody or party planning electoral malpractices should think otherwise because the PDP is committed to a free, fair, credible and acceptable election. He, however, asked his party members not to take anything for granted, just as he stressed the need for them to strategize and reach out to the electorate ahead of the polls. He acknowledged the challenges posed by the opposition parties, but expressed optimism that PDP has lived up to its billings in terms of delivery of dividends of democracy to Nigerians, a positive evidence that it would do more if given another mandate. Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola has urged Nigerians to vote out the People's Democratic Party at all levels in the coming elections, while accusing the party of corruption at the expense of making life difficult for the ordinary Nigerian citizen. While speaking on the sidelines of the campaign flag-off of Oyo State Governor Abiola Jimobi, Aregbesola added that the money from the Shore-P Fund and the revenue from oil itself is being expended for the selfish costs of the ruling government, charging citizens to put a stop to such by voting in the All Progressives Congress, a party described as having zero tolerance.
The difference goes to fattening the cow of PDP and providing money for town for his campaign. Nigerian people are those exploited, and the returns from the exploitation goes to either meet the campaign of PDP, either oil their campaign machinery, or line the pocket of PDP.
The saying that there is no permanent friend in politics but permanent interest is already playing out in Ekiti State. The Ekiti State Labour Party and the All Progressives Congress have engaged in what is described as a possible cooperation on the presidential ambition of the APC ahead the February polls. Following this development, the Deputy National Chairman of APC and former Governor of the state, Sheguni, met with former chieftain of the party and Labour Party leader, Okpeyemi Bamidele, in a strategic meeting at Ekiti country home of the latter. Rashid has more on the details of the meeting.
The once political enemies before and during the June 21st governorship election in Ekiti State last year have suddenly become birds of a feather. With the Labour Party not having a presidential candidate, the Ekiti LPC is banking on this to woo its former bigwig, Okpeyemi Bamidele, to join forces with it at the 2015 general elections.
So when you see me here, you shouldn't be surprised. Okay. The way we have come here, I've come to pay solidarity, to greet my leaders, and to say that let us have a future together. And whichever way you interpret that, let us have a future together.
In the words of Bamidele, the meeting has become imperative following what he tagged political alignment at this time.
You know, definitely a lot of things are going on in Nigeria. Part of what is going on too is a lot of political realignment, you know, which is an integral part of any form of democratic growth. Nigeria cannot be an exception to it. And in a matter of days, Labour Party Ekiti State will be addressing, you know, Nigerians, of course through you, gentlemen of the press, as to where we stand on these issues.
Bamidele, while denying speculations of a return to the APC, says the meeting was strictly a national discourse. The possibility, however, may not be ruled out when pressed further.
We are convinced that every politics is local. Every politics is local. So what do Ekiti people want? I'm home for consultation, and this is part of the consultation that is going on. I will consult. We will also be consulted, and Engineer Sheguni coming here today is part of that, you know, process, you know, and consultation. He has addressed us. We heard him out, and we will deliberate. And definitely we have told him we'll get back to him.
The development has obviously positioned Bamidele as the beautiful bride of Ekiti politics. Rashid, CoreTV News, in Ekiti.
We'll take another break and return with a story from outside Nigeria. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Security officials say assailants have lobbed explosives at Algeria's embassy in the Libyan capital, wounding 3 people in an attack claimed by the Islamic State jihadist group. There was no independent confirmation of the claim reported by the US-based monitoring group site Intelligence. The IS posted a similar claim for December 27th last year car bomb attack outside the building of a Libyan unit tasked with securing diplomatic missions that left no casualty, site reported at the time. The security official who works for the unit said Saturday's attack in central Tripoli seriously wounded a guard and 2 passers-by were slightly hurt. Medical sources confirmed the toll. The assailant threw a bag full of explosives from a passing car at a police car parked near a guard post. He said, adding that the attack caused damage to the building and parked cars. Foreign Minister Ratani Lamamra of neighboring Algeria condemned the bombing. Saturday's attack came a day after a coalition of militias declared a ceasefire, hours after an agreement at the UN-brokered peace talks in Geneva between Libya's warring factions. And that's it on the CoreTV News at 7. Join me again at 9:45 for the primetime news. Thank you for watching. I am Ebunlomo Adekunle.